I went through hell recently, and I have a lot of things that I'm trying to sort through in my head.
Are you still angry at me?
Very much so.
Welcome to Plathville is back for season 6, and a lot has changed with the family, starting with Micah, who left his single life in Los Angeles to live in South Florida with his new girlfriend.
We did long distance for a while, and the more we got to know each other, the more I felt a deeper connection, deeper than I've had with anyone. And I was like, if I want this to last, it's not gonna last across the country, long distance. So I made up my mind. I was like, I feel like life's too short to feel like you missed out on something.
There's just something special about this girl.
Are we hearing wedding bells here?
While the two are enjoying living life together, they're keeping things mostly off camera.
At the moment, we're gonna take things slow as far as having a public relationship. She's cautious and shy. I'm a little hesitant to put our relationship out there in the open.
Any chance she's ever going to join you on camera?
I don't know yet. No comment.
Micah's friend Will came to visit from LA. He told producers that while he's happy for Micah and his new relationship, his first interaction with his girlfriend over the phone gave him a bit of hesitation.
She seems really nice, really pretty. But the first time I saw her was maybe not one of their best moments. They were having a little bit of a tiff where, they were going at it a little bit.
Welcome to my home.
But, I haven't really gotten to know her yet, so I'm curious to see if that's just a little one-off moment or if that's kind of the tone of the relationship.
Micah talked to Will about the relationship and how it feels good taking a big step for love.
I've never had like a super serious relationship, and this is kind of my first one, at least the first one that I dove into, moved across country and settled down with.
Right.
Something different, but I feel like I was ready for it because, after a while of like, say you go on first dates over and over again, it gets old.
Yeah, like what makes her different than past girls? Like why did you decide to move across the country to move in with her? It's a pretty big decision.
Yeah, no, I've tried to pinpoint it. There's just something about her. She got a hold of me.
Sounds like love.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Kim has also moved to Florida, and her and Barry's divorce is still not finalized. Her boyfriend Ken asked her to move in, but she made a different decision.
Ultimately, I decided at this stage in my life, it's more important for me to have a home that's not dependent on anyone else. Right now, I need a little bit of time and space by myself. I need to just focus on me and the girls. So I bought a houseboat.
Kim grew up on a sailboat, so she's loving being back on the water, and her 3 younger girls are having fun there too. Although it can sometimes be a little cramped in there.
When Mom told me she was buying a boat, I was kind of surprised. It's really different.
Can we shut the door so bugs don't get in? Get out. I gotta get out. You get out.
You get out. And all 3 of you brush your teeth, and all 3 of you make me.
Okay.
It is kind of tight on the inside, but to be honest, like we're not inside like a whole lot.
Mercy, I need you to move. I'm gonna go through.
Kim knows she's in a transitional phase, but she's happy where she's at.
For me, my life isn't really simple right now. Ever since Barry and I separated, I've been trying to figure out where I'm gonna go and what I'm gonna do, and it's hard not knowing a lot of things. But I do know I don't miss having that big house. The big house was beautiful and absolutely huge, the biggest house I've ever lived in. But I would rather be on a small boat with my girls than in a big house with fill in the blank.
Back in Cairo, Barry has taken up running, and he has a surprising running buddy.
Moriah has moved from Tampa to Cairo, and she's home with me. And, as a father, I'm just here welcoming her with open arms.
Moriah explained that while she loved living in Tampa, returning home was the right move for her.
I really wanted to save as much money as I could, and
I really want to not rush into the next phase of life or make any big decision when I'm not 100% sure what I want to do, because I don't want to be stuck in a lease and somewhere that I know isn't my place.
But there was another big reason Moriah moved home.
last year there was one particular part of my life that I definitely kept private, and that was just a relationship that one day I just found out some things that he had kept from me. That's when everything started unraveling. And I made a last-minute decision to come home.
She kept the details of their split private, but made it clear she's moving on and focusing on the future.
I still wonder about the man that I thought I knew. But at the same time, like, the most important thing for this is not sharing what happened or my sad story, but just what I learned, which is you gotta push forward. You have to. You have no option. It's easy to fall into poor me mentality, but it's not poor me. It's learn and do better.
Up north in Minnesota, Ethan is navigating his own heartbreak. He hasn't seen Olivia in months since she left for California.
We haven't officially gotten a divorce yet, but I guess that's right around the corner. It's sort of a mutual decision. I don't want it to happen, but I don't see how we can make it work together either, so it is what it is. When me and Olivia first split, I would say I was pretty, sad and heartbroken, and then it started turning into anger.
Olivia also reflects on how things ended between them.
It got to the point that Ethan wanted to go separate ways, and it made sense to me. I don't think I would have been the one to say it was done just because I'm stubborn and I didn't want to walk away. But when Ethan said it was done, it was like a big sigh of relief. It was like, okay, yeah, I actually accept that. It is done. I can move on. I can walk away. I gave it my best. Not to say I didn't make mistakes, but I know that I tried.
With their lease in Minnesota ending, Olivia came back to pick up her things, and it was awkward to say the least.
Is there anything that you wanted to talk about? Like anything on your mind you wanted to get off your chest? Nothing? Like any closure that you needed?
There's no closure.
Are you still angry at me?
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
Ethan then brought up a big question on his mind.
Why did you tell me that me not having a relationship with my siblings for a year and a half was not a sacrifice or a compromise?
So it's not like I was unable to see that that was a sacrifice on your part, but I felt like that was held over my head when that to me was like the bare minimum for protecting your partner.
Olivia then shared how this was at the crux of their problems.
It took me far too long to realize that between me or your family, like you were gonna pick your family.
That's because you made me choose.
Okay, then maybe I should have walked away a lot sooner. I knew it wasn't right for a long time, and I probably could have saved you heartache if I acknowledged that sooner, and I'm sorry.
That wouldn't have saved me any heartache.
Olivia left after that, and when she came back the next day and asked to start the divorce paperwork, it was clear that Ethan was not on the same page.
Are you ready to move forward with that?
I can't accept this.
Before you saw Olivia, had you any thoughts of changing your mind, or did that kind of happen the minute you saw her?
No, that kind of happened the minute I saw her. Can't we just make it work?